if you want to take, you took a family picture, you have to book it in advance, right? And then you get ready, you take a picture, you stand still for a very long period of time, and then you take the film, you travel, so then you can get your films processed, and then you wait for like 3 to 4 weeks, and then you get your pictures, and then you're careful about, you're like, oh, be careful, and then you get a very specific album. You don't want to staple that, you don't want to leave it on the like table. No, you immediately put it into an album file, and it's like perfectly kept together, or a frame. Now you just, oh, you dress well, take a picture with your photo. You think it's just so easy. Back then it's so specific, and it's nice. You know, it makes you feel good. You don't just take pictures, you take pictures on specific occasions. People taking photos for 3 hours had it easy. Painting took back in my day, I had to get my portrait painted. Actually, you don't know the struggle of that. Gah. God, you take selfies? You know how long it took this guy to paint my face? Did you know that paintings were a like rich people only thing? And half of, like most of history, we can only see it through the lens of the rich. Because poor people couldn't afford getting their lives documented. And when they do pass away, they can't really afford to leave a legacy. So no paintings, no pictures, no nothing. Their life is just, they go as they come. So a lot of history, we're actually, like the history we know now is through the lens of the rich. And that's all you're ever gonna get, chat. Aside from cave paintings and like engravings every now and then. Fun little fact. I like to think about how many times have history kind of been fake. Like that is not what history was. That was purely just the weird shit rich people used to do. But you'll never know. Have you ever thought about it? It's crazy. You're like perma-locked from a side quest. It's nuts. There are some pictures I have from old cameras like that because the person in the photos are no longer... Me too. I have... Not just me, man. Even my grandparents have pictures of their great-great-grandparents. And it is still black and white. Their eyes are completely black. You don't know what it is. And you're like, I don't know who that person is, but it's somebody. My family have a lot of memories kept with us, as you can tell. We're very big into memories.
Back in my day, you had to sit there for weeks while that one guy with the good rock carved your rough shape onto the cave wall.
Damn, man. Dude, especially back in my day, you guys have fire? Back in my day, you have to sit there in the dark, right? And it's just so horrible. You know, it's so cold at night. What do you do? It's crazy. They have huge album full of pictures. Yes, the albums. I know one album, I remember it was so bougie. So the albums had the glue thing. So you put the picture onto the glue thing and then you cover it with like this filament paper. It's like clear. And the filament sticks onto the album background. So once you put it into the album, you can't take it out. Like it's in the album forever. And if you want to take the picture out, you cut it out. Or you carefully try and tear it off. But it's like glued onto the album itself. And I remember it was so cool because it wasn't like segmented. Because before that, albums had like a size, right? Like it has to be a specific size. If it's not, then you have to store your picture sideways. But this is like you can store bigger pictures, smaller pictures, any pictures you want. Because you can just stick it onto the page and then cover it with a clear sheet. And then boom, that's an album picture. The only downside is it's glued on permanently in the album forever. And that's why I was like, damn. That's sick, nasty. And then you have albums with sleeves and then stuff gets developed, all that good shit. I still remember that. I remember. Oh, God, reminiscing about the good old days makes me feel so old. I kind of just hate it. Every time I think about it.
There's a saying that we die twice. When a doctor announces it, and when the last person who remembers you die.
True.
Because we put so much of ourselves on the internet, we'll be alive longer.
You know something, chat? This might be very ironic coming from a streamer since a lot of my shit is online. But it's really weird to be that way. You know what I mean? Like, I do like what I'm doing. And this is very fun, but I never thought that my life story would ever be more than just something that me and my friends and family knows. You know what I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's so odd to have so much of you online. You don't really feel... The fact that you don't really feel alone makes you feel even lonelier in a weird way. It's a very specific type of lonely. You know, like if so many people see you, right? And over time, you don't really know what to do with it. My hair! Give it back! What the... I don't hate it. It's not something that I'm like, ugh. I definitely don't think I was born for this. You know, like, I wasn't born to be perceived this much. I'm grateful for it. I'm never gonna complain about it. But definitely I wasn't born to be this way. So now that I am, it's a whole different feeling having like so much of your life aired out that you don't really have something that is just for yourself, you know? You have so little thing. That's why I really, really think my privacy is super important, and I'm very appreciative. A lot of my family, I've said this before, ever since I became a streamer, I'm so grateful that my family understands this, but I can't take pictures with them. Like we do have pictures together, but it's never ever like shared to anybody. It's never used in anything. It's never posted because I don't know. I can't have that, right? And for me, that's good. But imagine if you're an older person, all you want is just to have pictures to remember moments, and you just can't have that with me. That's a whole, like, I respect my family for doing it. I know my dad didn't like that idea as much because my dad really liked having pictures together and showing it off and stuff. My dad he was born for the limelight. He even joked about it once where he's like, he always thought that he was going to be the one that is going to be in the public eye. He never thought that I would be the one in the public eye. I also never thought about it either. So my dad is the type that likes attention. You know, he likes the attention. He likes people perceiving him. The more he's perceived, the better he feels. I feel like if I'm perceived a bit too much, I lose myself. So I try to ground myself a little bit. Funny how the world works. But as a streamer, when a lot of your life is public, you don't have much privately. So when someone kind of shares private information about you, it might not be big. It might be like, oh, did you know that recently Michi's into knitting? It's like, I didn't tell chat that. You know, it's like, I know it's not a big deal, but this is something I liked. And I didn't tell them this. You told them this about me. It's not a big deal, but it's just something that I have that is mine. And I like to keep it that way. It's like mine and mine alone. You want to be greedy with the only things that no one knows, something like that. It's really weird. It's a weird mentality. I don't know how to word it properly, but it's not bad. It doesn't make you feel angry or anything. You're just kind of like, your privacy feels really wow. Do you like knitting? No. I can knit. I don't like knitting though. I'm not a big knitting person. I do like sewing, but that's public knowledge. I don't like having pictures taken of me. I only like pictures taken of me if I'm with my loved ones. If it's me alone, then no, I hate that. But if it's like with my mom or my dad, I like it because I like to remember my mom and my dad, you know? I remember my dad was like, can I post this picture? It has you in it, but I was like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. He's like, why? I was like, you can't. Because you don't know. Like, I don't know and you don't know and I'm just trying to be careful, you know? I'm trying to be really careful. And he's like, okay. I feel so bad. I felt really bad for that, but now they're used to it. But in the start, oh my God, they were like, it's all right, we get it. And I was like, no, you don't get it, okay? Like, he's like, oh, but we're very careful, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you don't get it. I had people like trying to find my ass and shit. I'm not gonna risk it. So I never did. And until now, you know how weird it is? Like back then, you have family pictures and you're always in the family pictures. And now you see the family pictures and you're never there. It's like you're just gone. Like last year, you were always there. And at one point, you're never... If I ever disappear, okay, that is the most suspicious thing in the world. I ever thought about it. I was like, this is gonna look so bad for them because this is the most suspicious shit in the world. You used to have like big family pictures and Michi's always there. But right here, 3 years ago, oh my God, 3 years is 2022. In 2022, family picture, she's not there. Dinner picture, she's not there. This picture, she's not there. You killed Michi! Bum, 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 in game. That is so friggin' suspicious. I remember the first time it happened, I was like, this is kind of weirdly sad. But it has to happen, so it's fine. But nowadays, I'm just kind of like, all right, it is what it is. It's not gonna be forever. One day, it will be life. You know, as a streamer, the easiest way is to assume that your career will end next week. That is actually very, very normal because you're a streamer. There's so many streamers. At this point, more people are streamers than they are just people wanting to watch content. So this job is definitely not a stable job forever, which means it will end eventually. So enjoy it while it lasts. Don't regret it when it's over. Something like that. You expect to be canceled almost every stream? Honestly, yes. Sometimes I am shocked I'm not canceled yet, Lo. The things I say, sometimes I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. Oh my God. oh my goodness, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done this. And then I'm not canceled. And I'm like, oh, why? That's crazy. And it's not just canceled. Sometimes people just fade into irrelevance. It's scary, but it's very normal. I used to be very scared of fading into irrelevancy. Nowadays, I just kind of like, it happens, you know? If you're always scared about it, everyone's gonna know. And you're not gonna have fun when you're supposed to have fun. So don't think about it too much. But people either they get canceled, or they get forgotten, or they become irrelevant. It's always one of those. Enjoy it while it lasts. Ride it through like a fun little surfing game. You know, we have each other. We spend time with each other. As life continues, we still have fun. For some of the wild shit that Froggy has said, hey, that's the thing.
Get ahead of the game. Cancel yourself.
You think I haven't tried? I've tried. I've played these games before. I'm gonna post a Google Doc of myself. It's over for you guys. Yup, I'll beat you to it. Just give up. I know a lot of streamers say crazy takes and shit, but I think it's maybe because of myself. I'm not very controversial in a way. You know, I don't like starting shit, talking about crazy shit. So if I accidentally do, I feel like you guys would be a bit shocked. Like, imagine if one day you tune into a stream and then I just started like yapping about one of the like lytics or aegis, like one of those like heavier subjects, and I start yapping about that. You'd be a bit like taken aback, right? You'd be like, what the f? I did not expect this from Michi. I would not expect that from me. I don't know nothing. One of the best thing I think that makes it kind of safe for me is I don't talk about what I don't know too much. And I don't know none of that. I don't know nothing. You have indirectly... I've accidentally indirectly done it. And sometimes I'll admit, sometimes I do get like really anxious because sometimes I talk about a topic because I don't know where that topic comes from. I just know the topic on itself, right? And then I talk about it and chat's like, oh, the reason is this. And it's like a political topic. And I'm like, oh no. What do I do? Little did I know, it was politicals. Tons. And I heebies my GBs. And after stream, I'm like, have I heebied my last GB'd? Oopsie. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna get canceled one day. I think your stance on every topic is pretty aligned with how people think. I honestly think I don't have a stance on anything. And I know that's a bad thing. That's mostly an insult, but it's true, so I'm not gonna deny it. Everything you talk about or said is earnest, so no one will cancel you for that unless they're a idiot. I don't like calling people an idiot too. Sometimes people they're like, oh, if you want to know what's going on with the world, you tune into the news channel. You know, I personally don't want to go on Twitch to see someone yap about what is wrong with the world. I don't know what is wrong with the world, but I can feel something's wrong with the world, and I don't want to know that. I want to go here to pretend like it's not wrong. So it's the vibes. Bruh, Joe, the vibes are off. And if I make people's vibes off, they have the right to be like, bruh, I don't vibe with you, bruh. And I'll be like, yeah, the vibe's off. Exactly. And I know that my stance... vibe off, bruh. And my stance on a lot of things, I have none. Because I get it. Like, I see nothing, therefore I see everything kind of a thing. Like, the only reason some people would find it agreeable is because my stance is in, if you're happy, I'm happy, which is true. But mostly, I don't know nothing. The more you know, the more you have an opinion. And I don't know.
Thanks, _for the 11 research.
So I have no opinion.